I mean, I'm okay. I know that's one of the most important things people want to hear is, you know, I'm okay. I'm, I'm fine. Or at least I'm not, crying about it, I did give Davis the okay to say it, that I was, but, you know, I didn't mean for it to come across. Okay, let me just start over with this. I didn't really plan talking about it or anything, but then I saw a lot of people were saying stuff, or at least people were, you know, trying to get me to say stuff about it. But if people don't know, I'll just kind of give the summary. Lately, it's not even been lately. It's ever since I started working on another show called The Lunar Earth Show. I was excited starting to work for it, because Davis is my boyfriend, and I really wanted to help with the show. And then I was offered my own show, and I was really excited about it. It was a chance for me to kind of show my writing to a lot of people and show my character ideas to people. And I got to work with Reed, and Reed's a nice guy. He's a good co-host. But it's a lot to do, and God, this piano sucks, right, guys? Holy shit! I'm just gonna mute it. It's a lot to do, especially because, I don't know, just YouTube itself is such a hard platform to work on, because for me, I wasn't a big part of the Sun and Moon Show fandom, and I wasn't like really up to date with everything, or like what their arcs were, what the characters were. But I would ask Davis, like, hey, what's going on in the show? And then I would hear, like, oh, this is happening. And I was really excited to get into the show, to be like, hey, I kind of want to talk about, like, oh, I want to show, like, the consequences of stuff. I want to give my own touch to it. And, I did. I have. Sorry. I have been a part of the I don't know if I'm frozen. Am I good? I don't know, cuz it'd be really awkward. Am I good? You guys see me? I hope you guys can. Let me open up this another tab. Okay, good. So I don't even remember what I was saying. I've been like in the fandom space for a while, and I'll keep it real. A lot of the voice actors have told me, don't look at the space, don't look at any of the social media that the fans usually congregate on, like Tumblr or AO3 or the Discord or anything. Just don't look there, because you're not going to like what you see. And I understood it first, because I didn't see how hard it was on others. I mean, I saw how hard it was on, like, K. Cray or other people. Not to rope them into this, because I don't want to speak for them, but just seeing how, like, their characters are talked about. And also how a lot of the voice actors in general are talked about in the space. Even if there are a lot of nice things that are said, there's always a lot more negative things that are said, and a lot of them were said to me in private or in, like, messages, or I would stumble across places where it was just so prevalent, and I would do my best to try and take it as, hey, this is coming from somewhere. Like, for an example, I guess Earth, she's such a naive character, so perfect. I was like, there's a reason for that. I'm going to use this as, like, trying to show why. And I did a whole story arc with it. And, I'm going to say this too. You don't have to like my characters. I'm not expecting people to just love my characters or anything I do. I don't expect that, and I'm not asking for that. I'm not asking for you to praise me and give me undying support. I don't want that. I feel bad that I've already kind of made this a problem. I didn't mean for it to be a problem. I didn't mean to send any witch hunts if I did. I didn't mean to do anything bad. And I'm really sorry if anybody was negatively affected by me saying and giving my boundaries or anything I said. I'm really sorry if it negatively affected anybody. Because I don't want anybody to feel bad or feel bad as somebody in the space, because a lot of the people in the community are really nice people. And I feel like I should acknowledge that some of the bad things that have been said, they might be a minority, but it's a very persistent minority that likes to come to me in private or just completely it's a lot, you know? And you know, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. And I'm sorry for crying. I was really trying not to cry. But Hi Davis. Sorry. I'm trying to stream here.
I know.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But a lot of I mean, I'm not trying to like hate on the community or anything. It's a very nice community. I'm just trying to make sure and I didn't mean to give like an outburst or anything and say I'm not gonna write anymore, and it's okay. 'Cause at the end of the day, this is a show me and Reed do together, and I had been taking on a majority of the writing because I had a vision in mind and I had ideas, and it felt like a lot of my ideas weren't really hitting the mark, that people weren't excited, or not really excited, but people didn't really like it, or not even like it. It confused people. You know, and it's not even that I like writing for Vampire's Bride. I like writing for Otso and Derpy because they're my characters, and nobody has a say in what they're supposed to be like. Or I'm not trying to cater to anybody. And I really, really, really wanted to come into this space with that mentality. I want to do Earth the way I want to do Earth, but I really want people to like my story. So I tried to cater it. In fact, I did a lot of stuff for that people liked. I mean, one of the big things between Earth and Eclipse was people kept saying they really want Earth and Eclipse to be friends. They want to see them bond, and it's not that swayed me or anything, but it inspired me. I was like, wow, people want to see this awful, I mean, not awful, but he's a villain, and maybe that could be a good thing. Maybe that'll be good. And, you know, it's also, at the end of the day, a show, and Eclipse is on another show. He's a star of another show. So a lot of the morally bad things a lot of these characters do, it has to be hand-waved because they're characters that are supposed to be played forever. And honestly, another thing about it too is that when Earth was first introduced, I was really excited to see how people would react to her. And, I kind of figured people would be distrusting of her, but then a lot of the stuff that was said about her never really changed, even though I really tried to change people's minds. And I'm not saying you have to like Earth, but a lot of the stuff that I was seeing about Earth was that it was really just kind of centered in, like, she's a woman who is perfect and has no flaws. Or she's a woman and she's supposed to be perfect and has no flaws, and she's having flaws. And that's me being an asshole and saying it like that, but that's kind of how it was dumbed down to. And it's kind of the same thing that happens to Cassie and Roxanne and Toy Chica and, like, all these people. And it was disheartening. And on top of all this, I have a job. I have an actual, like, 9-to-5 job I do every day, Monday through Friday. And then after work, I'll record LAE. Or after work, I'll record my channel. And it's not like it's a bad thing. And I'm not saying, like, it's something I asked for. I like doing Lunar and Earth. And I like doing my own shows. And, I don't want to stop doing anything. And if I'm honest, I'm just giving the reins to Reed for a while. And maybe one day I'll go back to writing for Lunar and Earth, but, and I'm not gonna say what everybody else I've been seeing is like, this is free content. You're allowed to critique free content still. You're allowed to say, hey, this shit, I don't like this. But it's like, it's a different level when it's just a constant, like, hey, I want you to know your character sucks. And I hate her. Everything you've done with her, I hate her. And your story, it's awful. I hate it. It makes no sense, and I think it's garbage. And, I've been sitting on it for a few days, and I'm like, am I overreacting? Am I causing problems? Because it's just people telling me and critiquing me, but it just kind of came too much. And, I don't even know what I'm really trying to say at the end of this. I've been keeping away from, Tumblr, and I left the Discord, and I have been skipping any TikToks that come up on my For You page. I've just been trying really hard not to involve myself anymore. Not because I don't like people in the space, but because it's just, I don't want to open myself up to getting in there and then stumbling across it again. And I'm really happy and grateful that people are supporting me in this, and I'm sorry again if I don't know what there is to really support. I feel like I've, caused a lot of problems, and I'm really sorry if I did. And I just really want to make it clear, you're free to hate Earth. You can hate her for any reason. You're cool to hate her. You're cool to say, hey, I hate Earth because she reminds me of my grandma. Or, hey, I hate Pollux because, she's annoying. Or I hate Dazzle because I don't like kids. And that's fair. You could say, it's your literal opinion. And I used to be, like, a big fangirl for, like, older shows and stuff. And I would be like, hey, I fucking hate this one character because I think she's annoying. Or, hey, I hate this one character because he's so fucking stupid. Like, it's okay. You don't have to, change your opinions at all. It's just, it's gotten to a point that mentally I don't really like looking at it anymore. I like looking at fan art. I don't want to seek it out anymore. And, you're free to come up with, your own takes and ideas for the show and stuff. You can be creative. It's just, I just wanted to Because, yeah, there's a difference in creating, in, like, me and Earth. And I feel like I'm just rambling at this point, but I put a lot of myself in these characters, and sometimes I take it personal, and I know it's nothing personal. I know nobody means it personal. But I put a lot of myself in Earth, as anybody does with any character they create. Like, Earth is my desire to be perfect. Earth has that. She has my innate need to be perfect and to please everybody. And then, I see that sometimes it's to the degree where she's been shit on. Like, it feels like it's me, too. And then it's directed at me. I'm like, yeah, there's something wrong with me. And, yeah, people have been messaging me, like, nice words of encouragement. People who are still in the Discord who I'm friends with have sent me screenshots or something, and I read it, and it was nice. But, like, Miku is my suppressed crazy girl that I just want to unleash sometimes because it's funny. And, I'm very happy that everybody has given me a platform to share my story, to share my characters, and I mean, I'm still gonna help with the show at the end of the day. I'm not gonna write any big arcs anymore. I feel like my writing is bad for the show, but for my stuff, where not a lot of people watch, like Vampire's Bride and What's So Derpy, at least it's like in my own little corner, and people who want to watch will watch for me. And also, I feel like I'm just rambling about a bunch of things at this point, but, like, one of the things I'm just known for at this point is I'm Earth, I'm Davis's girlfriend, and then I'm Kat. And I'm gonna be okay with that. But, that's just how it is. I don't really know where else to kind of lead this. I'll be okay. I'm just not reading comments anymore. I'm really trying not to get back on any social medias. And I feel like me being in the space kind of made it more normalized to kind of like, to kind of say things to me. Because I was trying to be more in the space. But, and I'm very grateful to everybody, like the other voice actors who've been trying to help me and support me, and and Davis and everybody who's checked in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry again for talking so seriously. And I'm sorry again that I feel like I've overreacted, and I don't want to make people feel bad. That's the last thing I want. I don't want people to feel bad for doing stuff, like for just drawing art of like, hey, what would happen if Monty got to Lunar before he apologized? Like, I love seeing that. I loved seeing that stuff. It was so fun. I love seeing different AUs, like the boxer AU. I loved seeing all of it, but I would then fall down a rabbit hole, which would inevitably lead me to, oh god, Mizu, would lead me to like, that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying you can't critique me. Go ahead, critique me. It's totally fine. I'm not a bitch. You can go ahead. It's just, I don't even know what the end of this is. And I'm sorry if I've like lashed out at anybody. Anybody that I lashed out at that felt like this is their fault, or like, hey, I can't share my opinions because it hurt her feelings. It didn't. I'm sorry. It's okay. And you know, you're free to share this around if you want, whatever this rambling is. And I just gotta say, I love playing Earth. I love recording videos. I'm not gonna stop. It's who I am as a person. I love making content. I love telling stories. I'll be Earth. I'm just giving the wheel over to Reed on where exactly that it's gonna take her. Now, I don't really know what else to say. And I kind of just want to play Undertale and not feel like shit, because that's kind of how I've been feeling for a while. So, yeah, we're gonna play Undertale.